Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for joining us on Velayat News. I'm Abroo Sabzwari, and now a look at the headlines for today. Latin America demands answers from the U.S. on allegations of U.S. spying. President Obama orders review of the U.S. aid to Egypt. In Pakistan, a bomb blast kills President Zardari's security chief and 2 others in Karachi. Russia says the Syrian militants have used chemical weapons. Egypt has announced al-Beblawi as the country's new prime minister. Kuwait pledges $4 billion aid package to Egypt. And now, the news in detail. Latin American governments urge the United States to be more cooperative in answering allegations of U.S. spying programs that have set off a wave of outrage that could damage its standing in the region. Colombia, Washington's closest military ally in Latin America, joined the chorus of governments seeking answers following reports the United States used surveillance programs to monitor internet traffic in most of the region's countries. A leading Brazilian newspaper reported on Tuesday that the U.S. National Security Agency targeted most Latin American countries with the secret spying programs, citing documents leaked by Edward Snowden, the fugitive former U.S. intelligence contractor. In Brazil, the United States' largest trading partner in South America, angry senators questioned a state visit that President Dilma Rousseff plans to make to Washington in October and the potential billion-dollar purchase of the U.S.-made fighter jets that Brazil has been considering. The espionage revelations surfaced 1 week after South American nations fumed about the diversion of Bolivian President Evo Morales' plane in Europe because of the suspicion that Snowden was on board. Colombia said it was concerned about the reports of an unauthorized data collection program. Colombia is considered a top U.S. military and diplomatic ally in the region following a decade of joint operations against Marxist rebels and drug trafficking gangs. President Obama has ordered the Pentagon to review the U.S. government's assistance to Egypt's government. This comes while an unnamed American official said on Wednesday that the U.S. Department of Defense plans to send 4 more F-16 fighter jets to Egypt in the coming weeks. The Obama administration has also said it is still reviewing whether or not to label the ouster of President Mohamed Morsi by the military a coup. The U.S. has supported the Egyptian military with billions of dollars in aid, even during the era of the longtime former strongman Hosni Mubarak. According to the Washington Times, the man behind the recent military coup in Egypt was a student at the U.S. Army War College that is considered the country's top military training program. In Pakistan, a suspected suicide explosion targeting President Asif Ali Zardari's chief security officer killed at least 3 people in Karachi on Wednesday. 11 others were injured in the powerful explosion, which rocked the busy New Town neighborhood in the heart of Karachi, less than a kilometer away from the Qaid's mausoleum. Superintendent Police Usman Bajwa said 3 people, including the president's chief security officer Bilal Sheikh, were killed in the bombing. President Zardari has said that Bilal Sheikh rendered many sacrifices for the PPP and that he was not just a bodyguard but more like a son. The president added that Bilal had accompanied Benazir Bhutto when she was attacked in Karachi on October 18, 2007. Bilal Sheikh was an active worker of the Pakistan People's Party, the ruling party in Sindh province. Sheikh's driver was also killed in the explosion. Bajwa said the attack appeared to be a suicide bombing. Officials said the wounded included 6 police officers and 1 FIA personnel. The injured were shifted to a local hospital where state of emergency was imposed. Bilal Sheikh was said to be a trusted aide of President Asif Ali Zardari, had previously been in charge of Zardari's private residence in Karachi, and was also responsible for the security in Karachi of Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, the president's son and PPP co-chairman. Sheikh had also been in charge of security for Zardari's wife, former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto, when she returned to Karachi from exile on October 18, 2007 2 months before her assassination. The explosion came on the eve of the holy Muslim month of Ramadan, due to be observed in Pakistan from Thursday. Bajwa said Sheikh and his driver had gone to buy food for Ramadan when his vehicle was targeted. Russia has confirmed the use of chemical weapons by foreign-backed militants fighting against the Syrian government. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov made the remarks at a press conference in Moscow on Wednesday. The foreign minister stated that experts took samples on the spot and studied them in a very lab which is certified by the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, and came to the conclusion that both the shell and the sarin it contained were homemade. On Tuesday, the Russian ambassador to the United Nations said first-hand evidence showed that militants and not the Syrian army manufactured sarin nerve gas and used it during an attack near the city of Aleppo in March. The Syria crisis began in March 2011, and many people, including large numbers of soldiers and security personnel, have been killed in the violence. The Syrian government says that the chaos is being orchestrated from outside the country, and there are reports that a very large number of the militants are foreign nationals. Damascus says the West and its regional allies, such as Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey, are supporting the militants. Egypt's interim president has appointed former al-Beblawi as the country's new prime minister. According to the presidential spokesman Ahmed al-Muslimani, the liberal opposition chief and Nobel Peace Laureate Mohammed al-Baradi was named vice president for foreign relations. Al-Beblawi served as minister of finance and deputy prime minister from July to December 2011 in Issam Sharaf's cabinet during Egypt's post-revolution transitional phase. He is a founding member of the Egyptian Social Democratic Party and also writes a weekly column for state-run Al-Ahram newspaper. Al-Beblawi served as Under-Secretary General at the UN between 1995 and 2000 and was chairman of the Export Development Bank of Egypt from 1983 to 1995. Al-Muslimani has also revealed that Mohammed al-Baradi has been appointed as Egypt's vice president for foreign affairs. Kuwait's cabinet has approved an urgent aid package to Egypt in support for the military coup against ousted President Mohamed Morsi. On Wednesday, the official Kuwait news agency quoted the Minister of Cabinet Affairs Mohammed al-Sabah as saying that Egypt will receive a $2 billion loan, a $1 billion grant, and $1 billion worth of oil and petroleum products. The decision for the aid package was announced just a day after Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates pledged $8 billion in financial assistance to Egypt. The aid from the 3 Persian Gulf Arab oil producers is expected to help Egypt avoid a balance of payments crisis and overcome severe fuel shortages. President Mohamed Morsi is reportedly being held preventively by the military. Senior army officials say he might face formal charges over accusations made by his opponents. During this holy month of Ramadan, we request all of you to please remember the Muslim families and innocent children suffering all across the world today, including in Syria, Pakistan, Iraq, Afghanistan, Palestine, Turkey, Egypt, and all other countries where they are facing dire circumstances and killed mercilessly. And that brings us to the end of our bulletin today. If you'd like to contribute your community's news, you can email us at news@VelayatTV.org. You can also get the latest headlines and more by visiting our website, VelayatTV.org, or subscribe to and follow us on our YouTube and Facebook pages, Velayat TV USA. Many thanks for joining us. Till next time, I'm Abroo Sabzwari. Fi amanillah.